So, oh, and there were some other comments about the UI, people not liking the UI and stuff. I don't, after playing a while with it, I don't think there's anything really wrong with the UI. It could get, you know, things can move around a bit. I don't like this round portion here at the top, like things like that. But the UI is functional. It's just very different from the first one, right? So it's kind of like, it's not very, problem with it is it's not that intuitive and it's different from the first one. So as soon as you see it, you're like, what the fuck is going on? But once you like learn how it works, you're like, okay, that makes sense, kind of thing, you know? It's not perfect by any means, but it's not, some people are like, oh, it's an absolute disaster. I wouldn't go that far. People are begging comments to let Blizzard give them a free race change because of it. Idiots. Yeah, so now I also do this like frost breaking stuff. So instead of building in kind of like a radius around your city, you have to crack ice around in order to get to, well, whatever you need to get to. So like we need to get to this coal deposit, so we're gonna crack over here. And you build, you don't really build individual buildings anymore. I mean, you kind of do. So what you do is you build districts now. So for instance, we need a housing district because we're going to need people, obviously. So if we build like, and you get kind of proximity bonuses. So it says here like housing district. If I build it near the generator, they get +5 heat, which means we don't need as much heat anymore to warm them, which means we don't need as much coal. So there's like little synergies and stuff like that. But as you can see, it's kind of like a hex grid system now. And within each district, there is where you can build individual buildings. So for instance, I need to build this housing district here in order to put a hospital in it, or put like a research facility in it, etc., etc. What are they changing it to? They're not. They're just getting rid of it. I must say, I think one of the things I'm most excited for in WoW Alpha is people complaining so I could be an absolute shithead on the internet and just feed into it. You know, tweet things like, I can't believe this horde favoritism for years ever since MOP that they're nerfing. I demand immediately that Blizzard compensate me for this. But like the funny thing is it really does rile it really does rile the angry people up, dude. Well, you just like sit back and popcorn. Nope. They're bringing back HC Week? Blessed, to be honest. I didn't know that. I mean, you probably know more than me, man. I didn't look at all the news. We talked about it a bit this morning, watched the sit down, and that was about it. We know we're going to need one more housing district, because we've done this 3 times. We don't want to get too close. If you build a housing district too close to industrial districts, it's no bueno. It's a no bueno. Housing and food go together. Extraction and industrial go together. But if you put them too close to each other, you increase squalor. We wouldn't want that now, would we, chat? Okay, so we got 2 housing districts. We got food one here. So yeah, you can see warmth sharing with these 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We got our food. Now up here is materials. And we need materials because if you don't have materials, districts break down, and then it's very expensive to repair them with the new heat stamps, which is your main currency. And they're also used to convert into goods, and goods basically make people happy. If you don't have goods, you don't get as much money per week. My favorite ice cream? I don't know. I'm a big vanilla fan if it comes to like plain Jane stuff. Also, this is the overworld, just so you guys can see. It's actually quite huge, but you can barely explore it because you just don't have enough time in one cycle to do it with the beta preview. Outside of that, I'm a big fan of like espresso, coffee, maple walnut. That one's a banger for ice cream. Like those are solid. The berry flavored ice creams, those are okay. Chocolates, meh, usually. District seemed nice. I did not appreciate thinking about each building and road placements. Yeah, the road placement stuff's gone. As you can see, when you just build a district, it just like auto builds a road to it. So that's why I'm saying there's less micro around that stuff. So people who enjoyed that are not going to be super happy that that's gone. People who didn't care for it, like yourself, yeah, that's gone. There's no like, oh, I'm building a thing out here, so I have to build a road out to it, and then I have to build like a heater next to this industry. No, you just build the industry, and like that's it. You're good. You are good. That being said, we should probably... Oh, God. Didn't mean to frost break. So we probably need to go up this hill to the food. Unlock that food. We know we're going to need it. And we'll need this as well. I'm just breaking all this frost here so we have some space to work with. Cool. All right, we have 350 heat stamps left. That's like you don't really have a currency in the first one, right? In the first one, you just had your resources. Now there's an overarching currency called heat stamps, and that's just basically your gold, essentially, in this game. Is what it is. Cool. I think that was everything I wanted to do. So let's unpause. Sure, what's up, brother? I'm not a cheesecake fan. Ted says he hates cheesecake. I don't hate cheesecake. There's much better cakes out there. Like, have you seen Cake Orelda? Mr. Cat, dude, Hi, what's going on? Has it been an hour already? Yeah. Sorry to put the cat. Costco cake rather than cheesecake? Yeah, like, I'd much rather have like cake or pie than cheesecake. I don't know. Oh boy. Mr. Cat, I'm trying to do an educational session here on Frostpunk 2, okay? Your presence is very invasive. I like what you've started, Rise Strafe. Chat, I don't hate cheesecake. It's just not my favorite, that's all. If I'm at a restaurant and they're like, here's a list of the desserts, and they have like 6 desserts or something, and one of them's cheesecake, I go, okay, what else is there? You know? Irish Stiffies. See ya. I have to kind of play with one hand right now. Okay, so we broke the snow here. Okay, I can't access my keyboard right now because Mr. Cat. So we're going to need this extraction district here, which works for both materials and coal. We'll fill in this spot here. It doesn't matter how far it is from the central, as you can see. It just builds things automatically, and we're good. Now each district can be expanded, so I think you start with 6 hexagons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can expand it another 3 hexagons after that, 1 time. I think residential can go 2 times, and every time you expand it, it increases its output / housing capacity, whatever, / heat needs for the housing, and it also gives it a building slot. So, for instance, here you can see, Mr. Cat, can I press the Alt button? Here you can see it doesn't have this little building sign, but this one does. This little empty building slot. That's where you build the individual buildings. And you don't have to worry about placement. You just, like you'll see in a second, you just build them. It just gives a slot to that district. So now we can put, like I said, like a hospital there or something, you know? Is real cheesecake more cheesy? Is this another American food versus the rest of the world food from Can Tiger, the chef, coming up? We also know we're going to need another food district. So we'll build this here. And ideally we want to build it away from the material district because these two are going to clash. And we don't want that to happen. So let's actually break the ice over here a bit too. Cool. I'll wait for that to break, and then we'll build the food district in that direction. And then we'll build this in that direction. In fact, we could probably build this around here. Wait, should we do food first? Nah, let's do the extraction. Hold up. There's some space up here, too. Okay, so we'll do extraction for this ore. No, we don't want to get too close to that. Cool. Guess not enough. My cheesecake fiasco? I'm just saying cheesecake's like okay. I never said it was bad. What the fuck? What in the goddamn fuck? Actually, don't need the second food industry just yet. V-Rising 1.0 is on the 8th, and we will be playing a lot of it. We may have a community server for it as well. Same. What about whipped cream on cakes? I'm not a huge whipped cream fan. I don't know. I could take it or leave it. Whipped cream. But that, well, mostly the shitty ones you buy in like spray cans at the market. Not a fan of those. Like real good whipped cream, like it's okay, yeah. When it's like nice and dense and thick and not just fucking air. But generally, yeah, not huge. But what is this like hating in chat between Rice or Horny and Cat? I think we need to teach them a lesson, Mr. Cat. Can you stop wagging your tail over the keyboard? It's hard to press keys. Yes, there you go. Okay, so this industry is good. No, we need to expand one of the residential industries because residential districts because they don't have innately a building slot, and that's where we're gonna have to build some stuff for them. So let's do that. Expand like here. Two, three. Now we got the heat bonus from the other housing district. We're going to expand this housing district as well, just a bit. If it goes next to the food, it gets plus 10. If it goes next to the generator, it gets plus 5. So these guys are saving a lot of coal here. All right. And that's because we need the building slots on them for a hospital and for a research facility. This research institute. We're also out of heat stamps, so I gotta chill their spending for a bit. You think of the cool, every time you hear cool whip. Okay, I'm gonna speed up time a bit so these build a little faster, because we're just waiting anyways. Alright, so residential overhead. We are missing homes for 13 units. We have to expand the coal mine as well. We have 58 stamps. But we got to get research flowing immediately, basically. So we're going to have to wait till we get 100. Yeah, see how we have minus 4.8 from unmet demand for goods? It's because we have no goods being produced right now because we haven't made an industrial district, which we want to put near these. But it's just expensive, so I mean, it is what it is. But then we're also directly losing money by not doing it. But then what's more important, doing that or getting housing for people? Or getting coal ready, because we know temperature is going to be dropping soon. And coal in this one is proportionally related to heating. So if we can't cover the heating with coal, we're fucked, right? Cool whip. Brioche? Like brioche buns? I like brioche buns. Let's talk about bechamel sauce, chat. And eggs Natasha and things like that. Pretty mid. Pretty mid, I would say. At best. Okay, I'm just speeding up time so we get this going. Now you get the joke now. I did not. The real joke is liking cheesecake. Okay, so now we can build this building inside of a housing district. Like over here. So it doesn't matter where we build it in terms of heat proximity. There just like is no heat proximity in this one anymore. 23 sick people can't work right now. That sucks. But once we get this research institute, we can research hospitals. Alright. Oh, wait. First we have to... Just because of the tutorial, we have to upgrade the coal mines first. So there's two factions that we have. There's the fucking hippies and then there's the nerds. So in this one, you gotta decide what to... Like, they've heavily expanded upon research trees in this one, which is good. But you have to decide what you want to upgrade in terms of how it pleases each faction. And as a result, you get different buildings that can have different impacts. So I'm a fan of the machinists, because nerds rule. We're also too broke to afford this research, so we gotta wait a second until we get 50. Oh yeah, probably Jedic. Mene. I have to learn to make bechamel at Cordon Bleu. It is correct. Yeah, it's alright. Eggs Benedict, eggs Natasha. There's better breakfasts. Like just a lump of bacon. Alright, so we got enough money now to get our research going into this coal mine situation here. It's going to take 19 weeks. That's another big difference between this one and the first one. The other one was worked in daily shifts, and there was work starts and work ends, and you can extend hours. You can extend hours in this one too, but it's more so just like a macro thing, and the time passes in weeks here, as you can see, rapidly in weeks. Entire Twitter feeds, a lot of stuff. You're following the wrong people. How's Frostpunk's going? Got a guy. We're just doing a run or two for the day. What's wrong here? Stockpile's depleted. Hooray. Well, not really, but... yeah, we gotta get research going. We just need money. There's nothing to do right now. We just gotta sit our ass while this accumulates. Food's okay for now. But it won't be for long. What we could do is expand this food area. So let's break some area around it. We could build a bit of goods stuff to help drop crime rate. We just don't have that much money. People keep getting sick. And we gotta save money because we're about to finish this. And then need to like expand the coal area here. So it does 120 output now. If we expand the 3, let's see what it does, but you see now it does 150 output. And our heating needs are, well, 150. So we're not generating anything. We're just in limbo, which is going to be a problem once the cold hits in a moment. It's going to be a big problem. I'm going to expand the food here. So we're outputting 60 food. If we output in this direction, we can help share heat with the other housing, right? So we do like 1, 2, 3. And that should drop a little bit of coal need. Okay, so grinding coal mine's done. So now I gotta research hospitals, in my opinion. I mean, these trees are massive, yeah. Like, this is definitely one part of the game that they expanded on a lot. Not just the amount of stuff to research, but within each one, because of the faction choices, what you research. Okay, we need hospitals. Now we don't have money to research hospitals, so hold up. So heat-wise... Demands 150. Outputs 150. Shouldn't this have gone down on this one, though? Modified, -5 from generator, -5 from nearby housing, -10 from warm sharing. Okay. Oi, Rafe. True. Man, there's going to be a bunch of those, Jeddick. You know there are. You goddamn know it. Alright, got to start research on hospitals now before it gets too out of hand. So this is the same building, hospital. But based on who you research side with here, you'll either make them happy or sad. I like nerds. Food output's 80, and we're consuming 101 per day. According to my calculations, that's not enough. So we're gonna have to build a second food area here, but we need money, so we just have to sit on our ass and wait. We also need to build the coal mine, which we just researched. That was the first research we did. That costs 80, so I'm gonna do one step at a time here. Money's really, really tough, at least in this difficulty, I guess. Still quiet, Rafe? Good. Hope it stays that way. Yeah, people are gonna start starving soon. So we have to build a food district next. So we're gonna build this grinding coal mine. And we have 2 building slots we can put it in. So there's one.
Russians are on their way.
We're out of food now. Also need to build a council, which also costs money. We need a stick. The reason I'm going through these tooltips quickly is because this is our 4th time playing, so I've read all of these. I'm just kind of explaining as we go. That just teaches you about stockpiling. How if you don't have enough, like this here, these materials, if you go outside your stockpile, literally they don't stop collecting. They keep collecting and they waste the material. So stockpile is important. He's important. NA cheesecake is really thick. I don't think I've ever had European cheesecake. Maybe then I would like cheesecake more. What does the food district cost? It costs 100 heat stamps for food district. So we're almost there. We're getting 8 per week. Hospitals researched. Now, some of the stuff you research doesn't always cost money because some of it's policies, but we haven't built our council yet. But so, like, this game is just like the first, right? It's like, well, what do we build now? We need food because people are starving. Do we build the food? We need a council chamber so we can start voting laws in, which then will in turn help us generate more income and get more population in. Is that more important right now? Or do we build a fucking industrial district so we can get people goods? Or do we research something else? Gotta make do with what we got. So we can't overlap here because you see it increases squalor because it gets too close to that district. That's not a... It's like an industrial collection district. So we'll go over here with the food away from that red area. It doesn't overlap. So I opted to go food. Next we're going to need... I mean, we also need the hospital, right? Like, we have 319 sick or injured people. Hospital's expensive, right? Hospital costs 100. But we need one. Because people are going to start dying, then we're not going to have workforce. So I think hospital's next, and then the council. Forgers suggest actions. Started struggling with heat stamps. A group of forgers have come forward with an idea. We should research refurbishing goods factory. Let us pursue it, and the city will benefit. Promise to research refurbishing goods factory. Sure. So it shows here which one we agreed is goods factory, but it costs 50. But now I have 60 weeks to do it. We basically need money. We need a hospital next. The absentees are getting out of hand. Thing is, there's a big cold coming in soon too, so we're gonna need coal. A lot of coal. We're stockpiling coal now. We're outputting 330. That's only 285 required. Alright, 23 more sick people. Okay, so we can get a hospital now. In the second residential district. We don't even have everyone housed yet. Alright, we're missing 44 houses. If we expand one more time, it's only 5 housing on both of these. So wait, we need a lot, basically. But we don't have money. Some people are just gonna have to live in the fucking streets. So why that so doesn't like mushrooms and cheesecake? Is it? Build yourself a snowmobile? I will say in 3 rounds of this we've done, we never once got booted, chat. Never once. We might need to build a storage there. I don't know. So now we got a hospital. I do wish it would say... I do wish it would say how much a hospital... like, how quickly it heals people and stuff, but... Okay, we need the council hall next. Which costs how much? Yeah, central. It's 80. And it's another 20 heat, aka 20 coal consumption. So we'll build that next. And then we need to get more money out of that. Oh god, here it comes. Cold one. Okay, there's the big cold up there. Now let's get the council chambers in. Whatever the hell it's called. Council hall. That just goes in the generator area. Technocrats. A radical group of the nerds has formed. Now we have 3 factions. And they all want different things. Goody. Devils, man, what's up, dude? How are you? Thanks for popping in. Just freezing my butt off here. Ish. Okay, so once this is built, we can research our first council thing. What's going on over here? Technocrats want to steer the city closer to their ideals. Well, obviously. So this is one of the new systems they've kind of developed on and added. Like law voting and stuff. But like they've heavily expanded upon it compared to the first game. There's different sections. The different factions will either oppose you or want stuff or blah blah blah. So, economy. We need heat stamp income per capita increased. Yes. Paid essentials. Citizenship. Population growth. Marginally increased. I think that's the second one we'll vote on. You can only vote every 10 weeks. Survival, food output, goods efficiency, society, children and funerals. Okay, we need economy to start bumping. So let's go to paid essentials, where we have 19 delegates for and 24 against, and 57 hesitant. For the hesitant people, in order to get them to our side, we can either bully them, which decreases the trust, right? We can pressure them, then we lose trust, which we don't want. I mean, we could. We can just vote on them and hope that enough people join our side, which is a gamble, or we can negotiate with one of the factions. These guys won't negotiate. These guys don't negotiate. The machinists will, though. They have 46 delegates. So we want them to vote for, and in return they get what? They choose the next law to be voted on. We don't want that because we have a law that we already want to pass next. And we don't want them to choose a random one. It's going to slow us down. Everyone must support the extraction work and effort to gain more. Policy, city development effort. So that's voting shit again. They just want policies. This is a research thing. I mean, we could bully them early. I've never tried the bully option. Should we just try the bully option? Pressure delegates. I'm gonna pressure them.